Hello all and welcome to the channel. Probably a short video here for you today, but I was reading some articles, some of the interviews, and some things weren't really, I don't know, adding up. Seemed like there were some things being said that didn't quite resonate correctly in my mind. But there's a reason we're on the, I guess, wallpaper, because they split this into 4 posters because there has been this through line so far with the advertising that has been, yeah, we know the main character hasn't been the main character. We know. But just wait. The main character will be the main character at some point. Probably this season. Season 3 will focus on Rand a lot more. And I thought that was funny when these came out because they have the posters, split up into sections. So each, mini poster out of the big one is basically the characters and their separate stories. So you have Nynaeve with the Tanchico crew, and you have Perrin with the Two Rivers crew. I guess you have Lanfear with the Rejects. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they're just the leftovers. Poor Dane over there looking lost. I'm not sure what Dane's doing back here, but he sure looks like a lost duck. I'm not sure why Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber's here, but I mean, maybe we get some comedy. That would be a plus. But I think you probably know what I'm getting at. Also, who cares? Why? Who cares? But I think you probably already know what I'm getting at here before we get to the articles I was talking about. The main character of the story, and anybody that says that the main character is not Rand al'Thor is just, you're just being, I don't know, ignorant because you want somebody else to be the main character. Rand is the main character. Perrin and Mat are sub main characters, and there's a lot of other important characters that are just below sub main. That doesn't mean they're any less important. They're just not mains, okay? It's okay. It's all right. But the main character, the one that's supposed to be getting all the focus, well, I shouldn't say all, but much more focus in season 3, Mr. Rand al'Thor, does not even get to be in the front of his own crew. He is, of course, regulated to behind the actual main character of the show, Moraine. He actually gets covered up too. Lan gets more view than Rand. I was surprised Perrin was out front. I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't know why he's dual wielding a hammer and axe. I mean the axe actually looks okay. I wish he picked it up on episode 1. It would have been actually pretty close. I would have been good with it, but Perrin hasn't blacksmithed anything. He hasn't even talked about blacksmithing. So why does he have a blacksmith hammer? He must have found it on the ground, right? But yes. But what is my point? Well, we keep getting all this stuff saying that Rand is going to be the focus of this season, right? The Wheel of Time Season 3 is the closest book to the adaptation so far, with sharp focus on one key character. Now, this is the gaslighting that starts, okay? They do this in some form every season, saying this book is the closest to the books than any before. In fact, this isn't quite that statement, but Wheel of Time Season 2 sets up one of the book's biggest fights. Wheel of Time Season 2 is setting the stage for an epic battle between Rand and Ishmael, and a key event from the books. And while the show has made some changes, many of the characters are on track to reach the city of Falme with a big finale. Where the big finale takes place. Excuse me. Rand's fight with Ishmael is a significant moment that reveals the true power of the Dragon Reborn and sets the stage for new storylines to unfold. Wow, the true power of the Dragon Reborn. Okay, well, uh, with the Wheel of Time Season 3 nearly here, showrunner Rafe Judkins promises bullshit, which he always does. In previous seasons, fans have been divided over how much the series has stuck to. It hasn't stuck to it at all. There's no divide. Even the people that like the show don't say it's close to the book. So, uh, you know, yeah. So it's. I don't even think that's. They don't adapt the books, but the people that like it don't care. Uh, you know, this season, in a lot of ways, I think it's the closest adaptation of one of the books that we've had so far. We get to put up some of my favorite scenes from the book. Some of them are huge, like Rand declaring himself the Cauthon and the IOAs, and some of them are small. There's this really intimate little scene with Matt, Donal Flynn, and Suan, where he has to turn over the Horn of Valyr to her. It's just beautiful in the books. Well, because now the gaslighting is so much, right? I have to sometimes check with friends and acquaintances and just white cloaks, frankly. Book cloaks, white cloaks. Love you, white cloaks. All of you. You guys are awesome. This doesn't happen in the books, okay? So if you have Matt turn over the Horn of Valyr to Suan, I'm not sure which book you're talking about because it doesn't. Matt never gives the Horn of Valyr to Suan. Varen does. Now it travels with them back, but the scene is Varen and Suan talking about how to deal with the Horn of Valyr. Matt has a conversation with Suan during his healing. So maybe you're getting mixed up. But at this point we just throw out stuff and say it's in the books when it's not. Because it happens all the time, right? So like it's so much. So I don't know, but and a lot of that is because sorry, I skipped something. So we get to do some things big and some small that are really from the books this season. I doubt it. And the following and follow the storylines pretty closely. Matt doesn't go to Roydion, okay? Matt doesn't go to Roydion. Tam isn't helping in the Two Rivers battle. Mascom's leading a fight in the Two Rivers. I mean, like that's just the tip of the iceberg. Lanfear and Rand are screwing. What? The first 11 minutes is not even in the books? And a lot of that is because the building blocks we put through season 1 and 2, blah, 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 blah. More excuses for why season 1 and 2 suck. A lot of what we do leading up to putting the pieces in place, just run with it now and really tell those stories to follow those characters, sure. Fans have previously worried about their favorite characters, most prominently Rand and Perrin. Are we missing one? Rand, Perrin, Matt getting their time to shine. But according to Judkins, the focus being elsewhere was good for good reason, because they wanted to get canceled apparently. And they don't have to be concerned this season as Rand heads to the IOA. So we don't necessarily have time to give all the characters full focus, but we have time to waste on episodes that have nothing to do with anything but stuff that we want to do. And that's what we've done. So screw the actual story. We're going to tell our own. Rand is certainly one of the characters that is the very forefront of this season. And we'll reference this by looking at an image real quick again. Let's see here. Let's look at this particular image that shows us that Rand is going to be at the forefront of this season. There it is, right there. Rand is clearly behind the main character, right there. Not in the front of still not in the front of his own group, but he's trying. He's trying, right? Yeah. We're understanding how how this man is starting to step into his own power. I don't know how he hasn't learned anything, but fine, he's just gonna figure it out. This is the first season we see Rand want power, and it really brings out some surprising effects in the character personality. He doesn't ever want whatever. I don't need to explain. It's clear that the people that run this show don't understand the characters. Rand never wants power. Rand is forced to use his power because he's responsible and he wants to protect the world. He takes on the worst and most menacing of duties, and he does it like a champ. And I think what's quite interesting about that is that some of the characters wonder if that's madness creeping in. Oh God, I think so. We're gonna deal with, is Rand dark again? Is darkness? I mean, look, there is some of the madness stuff. Matt, especially from Matt. Matt thinks he's crazy all the time, but guess what? Matt's not gonna be with Rand. That back and forth between Matt and Rand we're not getting it. Instead, it's going to be accused. It's going to be like fucking. I don't know. Because some of that is in the books. Them always thinking Rand's going mad already, and he's going mad a little bit. But look, I don't think he's near as mad as everybody freaking put him out to be. He's just dealing with fucking more shit than any person in any life should have to deal with. I think that question of is it madness or is it Rand is really interesting. It's something that plays very heavily in the books, and it's something we get to see a lot of this season. I'll be interested to see how we actually do play with it in the season, because it is something, and I actually will agree that them wondering if how mad Rand has got is something that happens in the books. So it'd be interesting to see what actually how they deal with that. We'll see. The thing is that so many people who love the books love different things about them. One of the reassurances I would give is that there are some people who read the books and only thing they love about it is Rand and his story in them, and there are some people who really love Perrin's story. I think for those people who have felt underserviced in previous seasons, I can assure them this season will. So, everybody has their favorites, but Rand is my favorite main character. But there's tons of characters I love it in this story. I just want them all to get their due and all to, get the roles that they're supposed to play done and not be ignored. Matt is clearly getting ignored again. Like, Matt's not even included by name in these things. But before, and we're talking about inaccuracies and just like what the fucks and things we've forgotten about, right? So real quick before we take off for this video, remember when Matt drank the tea, okay? Remember when Matt drank the tea, okay? Our boy Matt. Speaking of Matt, the assassinated Matt, the poor Matt, the assassination of Matt and Cauthon is close to complete. But remember, Matt Cawthon's encounter with Ishmael and the mysterious tea suggests that he may be manipulated and becoming a villain, right? Recent episodes draw from the book storyline in the Shadow Rising, where Matt gained new memories from the Eelfin, right? Down here, we even reinforce where it is, where Ishmael as a tea, described by Ishmael as a tea that would show him his true self. The tea made Matt see visions of his mother, who promised he would become just like him, seemingly referencing Abel Conflict. This accumulated in Ishmael offering him guidance, which Matt responded to, smiling savagely. Where there is a quote in here. Here it is. As a result of him carrying the rune hood down, he has the holes in his memory. Okay. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's us telling. Here it is. What transpired is trying to help me explain what Ishmael really meant when he was talking to Matt about in Deus Ex Machina. Before pouring the tea, Ishmael spoke of the past lives that Matt would remember if he drank it. Ishmael discussed something similar happening to him when he drank the tea. The idea of Matt recovering his past lives is reminiscent of the Eelfin did to him in the Shadow Rising. So, Screen Rant, like all of us who watched the show, because it seemed like he was getting his memories back for some reason, or his new memories, whatever those memories are, from this tea that Ishmael gave him. Why? Who knows? But, to make him mean. Well, I guess that was wrong because we didn't. There was an interview by WOT by Wheel of Time. What is it? Wheel of Time series, who actually does pretty good work. I'll keep saying it even though they hate me. That says same thing with Matt and his memories. The big iconic thing he does is blow the horn of Valier. It gives him access to these past lives and what happened in them. And so, to start, we see the memories are coming from the huge event that the audience has really seen and understood. It gives us a real grounding for other things that are happening to him and how we understand them. What? Every single person, so now it was the horn that filled in the gaps in Matt's memories, which we didn't even really know he had gaps. If you didn't read the book, did he have gaps in his memory in the show? I have no idea. It wasn't. I may have missed it. But I don't remember them talking about Matt having gaps in his memory that needed to be filled, and he kept complaining that he couldn't remember things. I don't remember that. Oh, that's right, because Matt was barely in season 1. So, I guess what I'm trying to get at is they're going to repeat over and over again that this man is going to be the focus of season 3, because that's what most of us want. We want the main character to be the main character. We want the second main character, the tier down from Rand, the two other boys, Matt and Perrin, to be heavily in the front, being sub main characters. But instead, we're going to have Moraine stuff. We're going to have Lanfear and Leandrin stuff. And quite, Nynaeve. Well, Nynaeve can have some stuff. That's fine. Poor Matt. He's even behind Suan, who I guess is in this group because he sends them there. I don't know. I don't know why everybody thinks Elaine stinks. She's standing off so far from everybody, but whatever, a poster's a poster. Can't wait to see Perrin's first murder in season 3. And I can't wait to see them pretend that Rand's the main character. We'll see. But I have a feeling Rand's just going to be doing a lot of wardrobe changes and stuff that's not really meaningful. But we'll see. Who knows? We'll see in season 3. It's coming up soon. So thank you for watching. And, I guess the only thing I could say is they contradict themselves and they're wrong so many times that it's hard to believe anything they say at this point about this show. And we'll just have to trust our own eyes when it comes out. And that's what we'll do. Thanks for watching. All hail the Lord Dragon. We'll see you on the new one.